We're going to continue with your calls in a minute, but let's just go to Ireland quickly and the case of Conor McGregor, once one of the highest earning sports stars in the world, ordered to pay nearly €250,000 in damages to Nikita Hand after he was accused of a 2018 assault. A jury at a civil trial at Ireland's High Court has found that the Irish martial arts fighter assaulted a woman who had accused him of raping her at a hotel in Dublin in December 2018. Lawyers for Hand had accused Mr McGregor, who's 36 years old, of brutally raping and battering her after she invited him to join her and a friend at a work Christmas party. I'm happy to say that Charlotte Lynch, our reporter, is in the studio with more details. Charlotte, tell us everything.
Well, this was investigated by police initially, Matt, who then decided that they couldn't bring forward a prosecution, which is why this is a civil case. Right. Nikita Hand, the complainant, pursued the case privately with lawyers, and it was found in Dublin's High Court that Conor McGregor did assault her in a hotel in 2018 following a party, and he was, as you say, awarded to pay those substantial damages for assault. The jury heard evidence that he brutally raped and battered her. They were shown pictures of extensive bruises and abrasions that she was left with all over her body. She had to give evidence in court herself, as did Conor McGregor as well, who strenuously denies all of the allegations and says he will appeal. But Miss Hand says she now feels vindicated. She spoke outside of court.
I would like to start off by saying I'm overwhelmed, untouched by the support I have received from everybody. First, I want to thank the Coleman legal team and my three barristers, John, Gordon, Ray Boland and Sean. They have been amazing from start to finish. I want to thank Mr Justice Alexander Owens, the jury, all the witnesses. I want to thank the doctors, nurses and everyone at the sexual assault treatment unit in the Rotunda Hospital for looking after me, especially my own Dr Frank Clark. I want to thank the Rape Crisis Centre, especially Cleena, who has been by my side throughout this entire period. I want to thank all the guards and the ambulance crew. I want to thank all the women and men out there who have supported me throughout this trial. For every person who reached out to me, a card, a letter, email, everything, it hasn't gone unnoticed. Thank you, I really appreciate it so much. I want to thank my partner Gary, who has been so supportive for the last 4 years and has held my hand throughout this trial every day and every other day. I want to thank my mum and all my family and friends. Lastly, I want to thank my daughter Freya, who I'm most grateful for. She has given me so much strength and courage over the last 6 years throughout this nightmare to keep on pushing forward for justice. I want to show Freya and every other girl and boy that you can stand up for yourself if something happens to you, no matter who the person is, and justice will be served. To all the victims of sexual assault, I hope my story is a reminder that no matter how afraid you might be, speak up, you have a voice, and keep on fighting for justice. I know this has impacted not only my life, my daughters, my family and friends tremendously, and it's something that I'll never forget for the rest of my life. But now that justice has been served, I can now try and move on and look forward to the future with my family and friends and daughter.
So the punishment for Conor McGregor, as we say, is he must pay £206,000 in damages. As we say, it's not a conviction for a criminal offence, and he says he will appeal this ruling.
And Charlotte, there's a crucial difference, isn't there, especially with this trial when it comes to a civil case and a criminal case? Just tell us what that is.
There is, and it's automatic anonymity. So in a criminal case, Nikita Hand would not have been named. We wouldn't know anything about her unless she wanted us to, and she'd have that right. But with it being a civil case, she's not granted that, which is why we're able to name her and why her story is now out there so publicly as a
She mentioned
victim.
her daughter there, Freya.
She did, exactly. So, you know, the public now widely know details about her, and particularly because, you know, he is such a famous sports star, as you say, one of, was once the world's highest paid athlete, the biggest pay-per-view draw in mixed martial arts history.
Wow.
Conor McGregor, of course, has, you know, so many fans, is so well known in this case, has been highly publicised. Now, it was withheld withheld from the jury during the case, but we can now report that when she made the allegation shortly afterwards, a group of masked men broke into her home where her daughter was sleeping at the time, smashed the windows and stabbed her boyfriend, the court was told, without the jury present, but we can now report that. And Nikita Hand has had to move house. She's had to move out of the area where she's living for her own safety. Now, her counsel did say that they weren't blaming Conor McGregor for that. They weren't saying that they believed he was directly involved, but they do believe that it was targeted and came from, his supporters, people who maybe supported Conor McGregor. So that's where the major concern is. And that is why, it's reasons like that why we see in criminal cases victims of sexual assault and rape granted this automatic anonymity.
And what about social media? I'm assuming he's got quite a big following on social media. Has that been weaponized in a certain way against her?
Yeah, he does have a massive following. In fact, let's just have a quick look at his Instagram account. He's got 47.4 million followers.
47.4 million.
47.4 million. His nickname is the Notorious MMA, which is probably he's more well known for by some people as well. So, there's no doubt that he has an incredibly high amount of influence. But as we heard Nikita Hand saying there in her statement, no matter who it is, she hopes that this shows that victims of sexual assault and rape should speak out and should pursue justice.
And just briefly and finally, do we know what she plans to do now? Can she regain some degree of normality in her life?
That is what she hopes to do. She said in her statement she hopes to move forward with her family and her daughter as well. Similarly, Conor McGregor has released a statement saying that he's now with his family as well, and he's looking forward. As I say, he says that he will appeal this.
Charlotte Lynch, thank you very much as ever. Thanks for that story.